Stoner Morning Show's Loose Open Mic and Hangout. Um, hey, thanks for joining us. And if anyone is watching and they want to join, send us a message for the Zoom link. If you message on YouTube, probably won't see it until like halfway through the show. But if you message on Facebook, I should see it immediately. Our first guest is here. I think Pip is going to be joining us soon. Um, we have Atlas. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
I'm Sean. Nice to meet you.
I'm glad I tried logging into this thing. There's been a few weeks, and I'm glad you guys responded as quickly as you did before. It looks really interesting.
Oh, good. Yeah. We have other people who are supposed to be showing up. It's about jokes or trying out songs, but also sometimes people just are chilling out. You know what I mean?
This is a great space. Oh, my goodness. How long have you guys been doing this for?
For maybe like 2 months. We do a live streaming show every Saturday, and this was just something like extra to do, because we're all comedians as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but even though we're all comedians, none of us are really writing anything. So even though I'm hosting an open mic, I really never try jokes.
Yeah, so I had reached out to some of my comedy friends, even like pre-pandemic. Um, but I mean, it's weird. You would swear I knew this was coming because a lot of the comedians, when we go to these mics, we sort of take for granted. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm sure I'll see you at Thursday at this other thing that we go to.
Yeah.
And so for a few of them, just like honestly, based on the material, I was just like, we should just really get together and just like toss ideas. Some of
Oh
them,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the more mature ones, they were all about it. The young ones were like, well, how do I know you're not going to steal my joke? It's just like because we have completely different styles.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so I created like a little WhatsApp group, and what was really great is like, people were sort of emotionally, creatively frozen for a few months, but once they sort of woke up from that, so now we're talking about like May, June of last year, they started reaching out and putting like
Hmm.
sending some audio files of things that they were working on. So it worked out really well.
Oh, nice. My friend Christine is, I think, about to join us as well. Where are you based out of?
I live in New Orleans, but I'm currently in Florida.
Ah, okay. I've been to New Orleans quite a bit. I used to date someone who's from just outside of there, so we'd go very regularly.
So yeah,
Did you have
switch.
a sad Mardi Gras or a good one?
I mean, I'm switching to my comedy name, Christopher Anthony. It was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
it's two first names. They love making fun of it.
yeah,
Um, So Mardi Gras was like non-existent. What they did was this thing called
yeah.
Yardi Gras, because like New Orleans people, they're gonna party no matter what.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw some photos of those. Yeah.
Yeah, so they made their houses look like parade floats. You can leave them down. Sorry. I know. It's okay. Um, yeah, and so the problem is like timing wise, last year, the pandemic, all this crap happened. I don't know what your start date was. Where are you at currently? Where were you physically?
New York. I was actually
Okay.
in Mississippi for a few months though, from March to July. So
So
near.
for us, like the day was like March 19th. So I don't know if it was the same for New York and maybe even sooner.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the day I flew out, I think, of New
yeah.
York. Yeah.
So what ends up happening was we were blamed because, it's just like anything else. Imagine if this coronavirus thing happened really close to like New Year's Eve. New
Oh,
York would have
sure.
been blamed for like the Times Square thing, right?
True, true.
Um, so we got blamed because people are just sitting inside their house and they want to just judge and get angry at somebody.
Right,
So
right.
because of that, and then the way it worked out politically, we had a new mayor at the time. So she just like really wanted to like bust our balls and prove how powerful a mayor can be. So
Mm-hmm.
she shut everything down like incredibly. And Mardi Gras takes a year to prepare for. I
Oh,
mean, it
yeah.
happens once a year because like, and that's a lot of people's lives. Like somebody's job, like their entire annual income is going to be based on helping to prepare for Mardi Gras.
Right.
So honestly, once she shut down operations for 2 to 3 months, at that point in time, it was just the same as saying Mardi Gras canceled.
Yeah. Pip just got here. He's in Colorado at the moment.
I am. How's
Yay,
it
what's
going,
up?
everybody?
Doing all right.
Good to know.
Yeah. Christine is here too, but she's having some computer struggles, it looks like.
It's too bad.
I had one joke to try out, but I wanted her to hear it as well.
Well, could she hear you or could she just not speak?
Well, I want to see her reaction too. Oh, she says it's connecting audio. I think she's joining us.
Cool,
Hi guys.
Oh,
Hey, Christine, how you doing?
Good. How about you, Pip?
Pretty good. Living the dream, you know.
And we have Christopher here as well, joining us from Florida.
Hi, Christopher.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey guys.
Where in Florida you
You're from
at?
Florida?
So I was born and raised in New York. My address, my mail, everything, my home is still in New Orleans, but I'm actually in Florida currently, just helping out a few friends. So I'm in the Fort Lauderdale area, but yeah, I usually live in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Nice. I live in New
Uh-huh.
Orleans.
Yeah.
Hi,
All right,
Sean.
Christine, I have one joke I'm going to try out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And
Like jokes.
yeah. So it's it's kind of a joke. It's more of a thought I had, really, but it's that what if when you die and you go to heaven, God is Rick Astley.
He's what? He's what?
He's Rick Astley.
He's Rick Astley, the never
this
gonna
thing-
give you up guy.
Yeah. You see
I don't even know who that is.
you see the light and you drift into the light and you just get rickrolled. That's it. That's how it ends.
That would be fantastic. Spectacular.
Wait a minute. You get what? I'm missing this.
Oh, Christine, how can we explain this to you?
Yeah, you don't know what rickrolling is?
Oh.
No,
So
Oh.
Rick-
I'm a little dumb.
no, you're not.
No, you're not dumb.
You're not dumb.
You're lucky. That's what you are.
I'm naive. I am. at
Christine
16
is
years
lucky
old-
enough to have never been rickrolled.
So do you know the song "Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down"? Yeah. So rickrolling is an internet phenomenon where somebody sends you a link to something and you're like, oh, I'm going to click on coupons for
I think
whatever.
we should show her an example. You could
Okay,
send
but
her.
wait. Okay, go ahead. Go on.
Well, I don't. Go ahead,
And
Pip.
we just met somebody who doesn't know what Rick rolling is. This is
Yeah, and
incredible.
I think you should link her to that article that describes exactly what rickrolling is. Do you think you could do that, Sean?
I don't even know where that is. There's an article about it.
I'm sure there's an article about it that will
Okay.
explain it perfectly. And if you could just go ahead and send that to Christine.
All right, hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so wait. Somebody sends you a link to something, and then what happens? You click on the link, and something bad happens.
No,
You get
it's nothing
porn. You
bad.
get porn.
No.
Is this a bit?
You get-
This looks like a bit. This is like a Zoom bit, right? This
Here.
is hysterical.
No, this isn't a bit. This is really happening.
Rick rolled. Okay, there. Oops.
Okay, I'm learning about Rick rolling now. Put the glasses on.
See, I don't know. Should I just go to the YouTube?
I would just go to the YouTube. That's what I
Oh.
was trying to get you to do.
Oh,
We're frozen.
this is it.
I like the song.
All right.
It does
I mean-
sound. It does sound a bit
That's
like
it.
a heavenly chorus. Don't you
Oh
think?
yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah, you know who's a heavenly chorus? The group called Beautiful Chorus. Oh my God, it's a group of women. If you've never heard them, I'll have to play some. Oh, sure.
Hey, look! You just taught us something.
What's
Yeah.
Rick rolling?
No.
So
Okay. So you know what would be really funny is if right now you went to look up Heavenly Chorus and
That-
you clicked on the link, she fucking rickrolls you right now. That would be.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
this is a whole bit, and it would be
That's-
amazing.
I don't
Okay.
really
Yeah.
understand this. I'm sorry. I got to look it up or Google it, I guess.
we
I'm
sent a link on the chat that has a Wikipedia article that describes it.
Heavenly
You can't
chorus.
rely
Is
on
that?
Wikipedia, though, you know.
Is
Wikipedia-
that what I'm
Get
supposed
rickrolled
to?
right now?
No, there's
Heavenly
no
Chorus?
in the chat.
Do you think we could rely on Wikipedia for the description of rickrolling? Do you think it's reliable information? It
think
might
so.
not be.
I have to tell the kids not to use Wikipedia. Although I use it myself. Shh, I didn't say that.
Christine, what was the thing again? Heavenly Chorus?
No, beautiful chorus. Oh my
Oh.
God.
Beautiful chorus.
I don't see it in the chat, Pip.
Oh, you gotta look harder. It's there.
Well, I can't even open up the chat, so that's part of the problem.
Does this link always work? You guys meet up every week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
And the link will work?
It will. It should. Yeah, yeah.
Typically.
Cool.
Beautiful chorus. All right, we'll listen to a little bit of it. We're already
Okay.
violating YouTube rules by playing other people's music, but
Why?
well, it's a rule.
Oh, play it louder. It's so good.
You can turn up your volume to hear it louder. Mm.
Please let me feel inner peace.
Okay, that's good.
That's nice.
Oops.
Da-da-da-da.
Do you ever
That's
read?
heavenly.
You ever read these comments on YouTube videos? Some of them are hilarious. I play your music while I'm bathing dogs at work.
It would be funny if their job had nothing to do with bathing dogs.
right,
Yeah,
right.
right. Okay, I got the link. What's your name? Pip.
Yes, I'm glad you found it. Yeah, so
Good.
that article does a good job explaining Rickrolling.
Okay.
And
Christopher, yeah,
maybe next week you can have a presentation available on it.
Yeah.
you
Oh.
can. Welcome to it, Pip.
Well, I thought it would be good to give you homework since you're a teacher, and
Yeah.
and because nobody ever shows up with jokes.
All right. You know something? People like
We need
have
jokes for.
misconceptions about teachers. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
They think that teachers are like bossy, tell you what to do, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So you know some of that's a little bit true because we have to manage classes,
Yeah.
but we're also really, really like I know for myself, I'm funny with the kids. I
Mhm.
individualize. I figure out what they need. I try to do it in a fun way, help them.
Yeah.
So teachers are not, like, oh yeah, I give homework, but it's not like so strict. Like, oh, you got a D. It's not like the old-fashioned days, like when you went to school.
Okay. I just said that we could give you homework. I don't know how that inspired that scolding that we all got.
I think
Oh,
I think Christine's been
see?
hanging on to that one for a while.
I
I
Wait,
get
hang
it.
on now. That was not scolding. That was just speaking my truth.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
you got this vision of teachers that I'm scolding when I'm not.
Nobody ever said anything about scolding. Christopher, do you have any jokes to try out?
He just said scolding. He said you were scolding. Oh,
I don't remember. I'll have to
I-
well,
look.
that's 'cause you're stoned. You're probably stoned, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you're stoned.
Why is this becoming negative?
It's not. I hear where you're coming from with the teachers. I think people are unfairly prejudiced against teachers.
Yeah, I think so. Because maybe you had some bad ones and you
None?
didn't.
Yeah, you have some bad ones, and it sets you up.
I would say
Um,
I would say nuns as well. I had nothing but great nuns when I was a kid.
Oh,
Do
did-
people hate nuns? Is that a thing?
Yeah, people hate nuns.
Yeah, I don't know.
I had no idea that people hated nuns.
Christopher, did you have nuns?
Christopher, how do you feel about nuns?
Yeah.
Oh man. I feel like there's a joke about how like priests and have sex, but like they just have none,
Oh.
like but like
I
not no
like-
sex, something like that.
I like nuns. I gotta say, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
It's because you're a Jew.
What does that have to do with it?
I don't know.
I just think like it's cool that they wear the same thing all the time. I always respect people who do that,
Like baseball players.
like baseball players,
Yeah.
and nuns.
People who work at Hot Topic,
People
Yeah,
who work at
yeah.
Hot Topic,
yeah,
right? But
black
they
pants,
also
black hoodie.
but they also wear muted colors, just black and white, which is cool. Nothing flashy. They're clearly not showing off. I don't think they have little like fashion contests among nuns. They all pretty much wear the same thing.
Yeah, they look a little gothic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when I was younger, I never bought anything from Hot Topic ever, but I would always walk in there and just look around.
Yeah, I would never buy anything either because I had no money when I
Yeah.
was younger.
It just felt like an interesting store to browse.
It was like the cool store. They had clothes and vinyl records for some reason.
Right.
So it's my first time here. How does the format work? Is I have like a bunch of COVID jokes because like is it too soon or is it it's like one of those things where like
That's
are
up
we
to
in the
you.
point?
Yeah. No, go ahead, try if you want.
No, I don't mean is it too soon in the evening. I mean is it too
Oh.
soon in this pandemic?
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. I think it's up to you. I
Yeah.
would never tell someone don't do a joke about this, but you know,
I gotcha.
don't be an idiot.
All right, so here we go. Here's some COVID jokes.
Okay.
They say that we're all in this together, and I finally understand what they mean. Because if my neighbor loses her job, I'll lose my internet. I don't know about you, but you know, watching all these movies, there was a long period of time where movies would feel old because none of the characters had cell phones, you know?
Mhm.
But now movies feel old because none of the characters have masks. So for a while, the biggest fear worldwide was public speaking. Now it's just public. I have a smartwatch. It's got all these like different fitness modes and stuff like that that you can switch out. And now it's got this quarantine mode where it praises me for not going anywhere or doing anything. It's like really inspiring. Sometimes I want to leave the house, but it's like, no, stay strong. You're a hero. You know? People are cracking. I was at the park and there was this guy. He was standing in the middle of an open field alone. He was standing there playing with himself, just him and his balls, and no one to throw them to.
You got
And I don't
me.
know about you guys, but like I'm starting to connect all these articles that probably aren't really related. Like for instance, like, you know, the COVID and quarantine that happened in March. And then in August, I read an article where college enrollment amongst females was at like an all-time low. So like, as it turns out, those strippers were paying for school. It's crazy. And then in like early April, they kept saying, get pets, you know? And then in like late May, they announced a meat shortage. So I just assumed those were connected. So like living in New Orleans, you know, on the 4th of July, I love playing this. It's a fun guessing game because we're an open carry state. You know, it's a fun guessing game called Firework or Firearm, Firework or Firearm. But this past 4th of July, there was no guessing, just riots. You know, just riots. A few more. I heard my neighbor coughing like pretty incessantly, and I was worried that they had really bad symptoms. But as it turns out, they just had really good weed. You know, they don't share. I guess we're not all in this together. You know, they never once offered.
Nice.
A lot of us have like different parts of our wardrobe that we're like not getting a lot of use out of. So women have all these beautiful dresses, but like nowhere to go. And then men, you know, they have the pants that go to their blazer, but you know, they've outgrown that. I just have this free hugs shirt just sitting collecting dust. One day though, I think I'll be able to. And we're all struggling for work. So like I thought I would apply to a few places that said they were short-staffed. And I thought I was a shoo-in. I thought for sure I'd get a job with one of them because I'm only 5'7". So, and then I'm just sitting there wondering if you're really going out of business, does it make sense to spend money on all those signs? Kind of seems frivolous. Maybe I'll get there in the first place. And finally, This is my last one about COVID. Look, I want to take this moment and I want to thank the people. I want to thank the people who run Hooters because they mobilized so quickly. By the early April, they were able to offer to-go orders because somebody at Hooters thought we went there for the food.
Bravo.
Thanks. Yeah, that's some of the
You've
COVID
used
stuff I'm working on.
you've used the last year constructively.
Yo, that was great, Christopher. I really like that set.
Yeah.
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 I really
How do
appreciate it.
could I ask you some follow-up questions on your jokes?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about being 5'7"? Because that is also my height. And I think that it's kind of strange because, like, we're not short guys, but we're also not tall or even average yet. It's like
Yeah.
this awkward, not
Yes.
quite short, but not even average yet height. That seems like it's in a really weird place to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not being able to like apply for disability or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have like some smart ass comment, you know, like any other comic or just sarcastic human being about, you know, being short. I think it became a little bit less of an issue for me when I started getting comfortable with the idea of dating women who were taller than me. But the thing is, I went like meta. So I didn't start dating girls that were like also 5'7" or 5'8". Like what I went like, it's like in for a penny, in for a pound. Like at that point in time, I would only date girls if they were like over 6 feet tall.
Wow. Was that ever like different? Just getting used to kissing someone who was that much taller than you?
So not to sound misogynistic, but like, if anything, it helped because it's like, hey, I need you to come down here for a second, and then they get here, and I'm like, no, I need you to come lower. But like, all jokes aside, like a lot of times it just really just encourage them to like be more affectionate, like sitting or laying or whatever. Like that's when, you know, I had home field advantage at that point, a better center
Right.
of gravity.
Yeah.
Christine, have you ever dated a man who was 6 inches shorter than you?
No, but I dated one who was almost my height.
Oh.
2 inches. Well, I'm only in those days I was 5'4".
Mm-hmm.
That would mean that the guy would have to be really short, like bordering.
4'11".
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
No,
good.
but I dated a guy 2 inches taller than me.
Oh, okay.
How tall are you, Sean?
Like 5'11".
Why do you just seem like you'd be so much taller?
I don't know. I think maybe it's my shaved head. It just seems like I would be like streamlined. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I see
The
it.
weird. It's funny. I don't know. It is interesting hearing two guys who are 5'7" talk about how it's just like the average height, because being 5'11", somebody had to tell me that I was tall because I never felt tall.
I mean, you're slightly taller than average.
Slightly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the average is 5'10" for a man.
Right.
Now I'm Googling average height for a
Oh,
man.
go for it. Yeah.
Um,
Because I don't feel much taller than people who are 5'7". You know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't feel much taller than anybody. Even
I don't think
people
I-
who are-
I don't think I think about heights much.
I don't know what I'm hearing. I don't know if this is what I'm hearing, but
Oh, Christopher, did you just find something startling?
5'9".
Oh.
According to the CDC, but we know how reliable they are.
Yeah, the CDC is full of shit. But at the same time, that makes Sean 2 inches taller than average.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. I've got that going for me.
Right, you got a better chance in the NBA than I do, Sean.
Yeah.
And you can grow a full beard. Keanu Reeves can do many things, but he cannot do that. So.
Really?
I can't do that either.
I don't know. I think he's winning.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is definitely doing a little bit better than any of us here, I would
Yeah.
say.
But he can't grow a beard.
No, you can't grow a beard.
I would be fine with it.
I like your IKEA table, Sean.
Thank you. Yep, that's definitely an IKEA table. Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
That's an IKEA shelf. Um,
Are you actually just doing this mic from a showroom? Is that what's going on?
from a what room?
From a showroom? You're
Oh,
just like
showroom. Yeah.
you're like at a local IKEA showroom.
It's just a living room, but I have done shows in my apartment before.
Like, sir, we're closing in 30 minutes.
You're not a
Like,
comedian until you've done shows in your apartment.
Oh,
in
yeah.
like your basement with like 8 people.
The first comedy festival I got in as a stand-up, I got in it because I also knew the people running it from improv circles.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of had a little bit of an in. They wanted to see a video, and the first video I did was just a living room show for 8 people.
Yeah,
It
it's
got me
what
my
you
first
got.
festival. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's a cool story.
It was an
Yeah.
average story.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
I have an average take on what I'm drinking right here. It's a social club,
Mm.
which
Ooh.
is like a fancier version of your typical spike seltzer.
That's a pretty can.
Yeah, it's a nice looking can, and it's slightly more expensive, but also slightly more alcohol content. I like that the spike seltzer phenomenon has extended to like where you could have alternative bougie brands.
Mm-hmm.
Like only trashy people drink White Claw. Social Club is like the Evian water of the spike seltzer world, and I feel really good being able to partake in it.
The first time I had spiked seltzer, it was like 2 summers ago, and it was also, it was. I feel like people were making fun of them immediately.
Yeah, but also everybody was drinking it as they were
Yeah.
making fun of it. So who wins in the end? It's spike seltzer.
But the first time I had one, I was on a boat, and I was like, "This is incredible.
It's great.
Why are we making fun of this?" Yeah.
I never understood it either. It's a low calorie way to get drunk while hydrating.
Yeah.
It's
So truly, if you're watching this episode sponsored by Basic Ass College Bitches. And
Yeah.
truly.
So what is the
Basic-
name of it, Pip? What's the brand?
This one is called Social Club.
Well, where do you get it?
I got this at Target.
Oh,
And
Fancy.
it is Target, they call it
Yeah.
locally.
I bet they
But,
don't have those at Walmart. I feel like it is a higher echelon of spiked seltzer.
Yeah, I don't even think they sell alcohol at Walmart, so that's
What happened to that whole not your dad's thing? Remember they were trying to do like alcoholic root beer, alcoholic cream soda. Like what happened to that? Did that already come and go?
I think it went because nobody liked the way those drinks tasted.
oh no, I love that root beer. Ooh, that
It was way too sugary, so
so
it
what? Root beer is sugary. It was
I don't
real
know.
good.
it just didn't work for me. But to each their own.
Are you a root beer lover?
I'm not.
Oh,
No,
I'm a root beer lover.
right. I just drink straight whiskey by the gallon.
Hmm.
So forget the root beer, just have the beer, right?
Yeah, that's one way to go about it.
About you, Sean, do you like root beer?
It's fine. This just reminded me of a quick story. When I was, I think, a sophomore in high school, I just heard about making homemade beer and the fermentation process.
Uh-huh.
So I bought some apple cider, like a gallon of it, and I just threw some yeast and sugar in there without even reading how it worked. And I stuck it in my closet for like 3 months. And a friend of mine came over, my friend Mike, who I knew since like kindergarten, and we opened it up, and it did smell like beer. And but there was like stuff floating in it. I think we each drank half of it,
Oh,
and surprisingly, we didn't get sick, but we also didn't get buzzed at all. We were like,
so it just didn't work.
yeah. I mean, I think we probably skipped a lot of important steps. I think we had the ingredients, but
Well,
Would
it's-
you ever try again? You should try to make some beer. That's
maybe.
what. It's a good use of quarantine time, right?
Yeah, I should I should look into like a home brewing kit. I make my own weed brownies.
There
Somebody
you go.
somebody in
he
here
does.
knows that. Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing.
He has really good rapping too.
Nice.
Sean, it's really lucky that when you guys went in the closet to take the concoction out, that it
Mhm.
didn't explode all over the place.
Oh
because
yeah.
there's been a lot of gas built up in there.
Yeah.
Was there?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I actually don't think it fizzed at all.
It didn't fizz.
Yeah. But it smelled like beer. But it didn't taste like beer. It was very, very odd.
It was apple cider. Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Well, hey, it was an experiment.
that's true. We also kissed each other that same night.
Oh.
Speaking of experiments. I'm kidding.
That's quite the experiment.
Yeah.
Are we on
I never-
live? Are we
I never
live?
kissed. We are live. I never kissed
Yeah.
a friend, like a boyfriend. Never have.
You mean like a male friend?
Yeah, never felt the.
Oh, I've
urge.
done that.
Yeah, I've
That's-
definitely hugged guys.
I should hope. I should hope so.
I've probably touched a friend's butt, a guy friend.
Yeah, I mean that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's but you should kiss a guy. It's a nice experience.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I did kiss a photographer friend who was doing a series of photos of him kissing people.
Do you think that counts if it's posed?
Yeah, not really.
It has to be kind of a spontaneous thing.
Yeah, but that photo was hanging up in a museum in I think Georgia for a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of me kissing a guy.
Did you have your beard then?
No,
Mm.
didn't.
Yeah. I kissed a bunch of guys, mostly in Hebrew school. It's just
for a translation well done.
well, it was more like we had no women around us because it wasn't co-ed.
Hmm.
So it's just, you spend 4 years pretty much cooped up with the same guys. Eventually, y'all do some weird shit, like kiss each other. But it only happened a couple of times, and not much since then. I haven't gotten much male action.
Do
But
you like male action, Pip?
no,
Oh.
that's part of why I haven't acquired any, is that I don't really seek it out. It turns out I am not gay. But
Bisexual.
I don't think so. I've only ever dated women. I think that I was just young and in high school and kind of weird. So there were some moments.
So
But
what's
yeah.
the difference between kissing a man and kissing a woman, from your perspective?
Mostly guys have hairier faces. That's a huge difference. Just the beard.
Even
But
the kids in Hebrew school?
yeah, even the kids at Hebrew school. Yeah, some of them had really thick beards. So that's a little weird. I don't know why you would ever want to kiss a man with a beard. No offense, guys. I mean, I'm sure you guys are both great kissers, but personally, it wasn't for me. But the truth is that I have very little experience kissing men, so I would definitely talk to a more expert person.
Well, I've kissed a woman before, and I've kissed a lot of men, of course, but I think the difference for a woman kissing a woman is that their lips are too soft for me. Women's lips are soft.
Are they? Yeah, that's a good point.
Can't hear you.
Sean, you're muted.
Sean,
You like kissing a calloused men's lip? Is that what, a man's lips who is like a set of lips who have done a hard day's work?
You want it to be higher up on the sandpaper scale. Of,
Yeah.
Like
no,
either-
men's
yeah.
lips are not sandpaper.
Oh.
They can be.
Real
I mean-
quick, Christopher, in case you needed to leave, you're allowed to leave whenever you wanted. I don't know if you were like, I didn't know if you felt stranded.
No, this was like it feels like a game of double dutch. I just keep looking for a good way to jump in. Like I'm getting, like ideas for jokes. Like, so there's a joke,
Hmm,
I don't know. You guys tell me if this is funny. But
sure.
like in a world of political correctness, my friend used to be a mailman, but now he's just a person. Like, is that
Yo,
funny or is that
that's a
like
good joke.
stupid?
No, that's a good joke.
All right, so I'm gonna try a few more like of my anti-political correctness jokes. Um, I wish I was rich enough to afford an opinion, but not so rich that I would get sued for it 11 years later. My friend is 4 months pregnant. She was gonna have a gender reveal party, but she decided to wait until the kid turns 18. Is it possible that gaslighting isn't even a real term?
Ha, that took me a while to get for some reason.
Yeah.
That was good.
So this is like when the PS5 first launched. I was just like, where's all my video gamer people at? And like, okay, but where's my Xbox people at? Where's the PlayStation people at? All right, the hardcore PC people, where are those at? My favorite PC game is Proper Pronoun, because I mean, it is cutthroat. If you don't play it well, you could like lose your job, your
Mhm.
relationships, It's a really difficult game. And then,
I would really
Oh,
like to play that game.
huh?
Is that a real game? I'd like to play that game.
Politicians do it every day, and celebrities are following shortly after.
I like
Um, huh?
I like grammar.
Oh, yeah. So then I have like a wordplay joke. So, when I was going to vote, again, like finishing up the little PC thing, right? So, when I was going to vote, the people at the precincts, those are all volunteers and not like really paid or anything. They're just helping out. But when I went to vote, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like those are some of the most attractive women I had seen in 7.5 months. But I think, looking back, it was just a sigh of relief to see beautiful women working the polls again, That, there you go. Yeah,
That's
so
a play on words.
yeah, that's a wordplay one. You can't like really write
Wordplay,
that one down.
yeah.
You just throw it out there. So yeah, so you guys are talking about like sexuality and political stuff. So those are the jokes that I have associated with that.
Great. Thank
That's
you.
great, man.
We have an update. Yeah, good job, Christopher. Those are good. We have an update in the Facebook chat from Jason Cunis, who's watching, and he reminded me that I kissed Lex Morales on stage during a Stoner Morning Show in Raleigh, North Carolina,
You did that.
and there's a picture of it. The story is that we were doing a show in a bar, one of the first live shows we did. We were doing a show in a bar in Raleigh. And one of the people in the audience, we were just like hanging out, and they said they were going to officiate a wedding that weekend for their friends. So we had that person come on stage and officiate a mock wedding for Lex and I to give them practice. And then we kissed at the end of the ceremony. And,
That is adorable.
and Jason even pointed out that there's a photo on the website of it happening.
So you've definitely kissed your fair share of men.
2 men, and there's 2 photos of them. But I forget that those happened, which I feel like means that those kisses meant nothing to me. No offense to those guys.
Yeah, no offense to the guys that kissed Sean. We don't. In
Yeah.
case you guys are watching.
Maybe I wasn't turned on because both of those men are shorter than me.
This just sounds like an intro to a far less interesting Katy Perry song.
Probably still danceable though.
I kissed a guy and it was just okay.
Exactly.
I would listen to that.
Yeah. Pip, Christine, any jokes or anything?
I just had my little riff on the social club, which I came up with while we were talking.
Oh, good.
But
Write
I
it
don't know.
down.
Oh yeah.
Leave yourself a note.
I don't know. You think that one's worth a note?
Yeah, why not? I've been writing down notes of every idea I have lately.
Yeah, I actually do have a bunch of stuff written down. I could take a look and see if any of it is worth saying out loud. Coffee, bread, protein, turkey. No, that's my shopping list. No.
I've got a note. I've got a note for Conflict Resolution Wrestling League, where every wrestling match starts as just like a regular wrestling match, but then it ends with two guys sitting in chairs just talking about why they're fighting.
I love that. I think wrestling jokes are actually underused. Like, I think that you should wrestle. Like, I think the next live show that you do should be a comedian wrestling match.
Oh,
And you get like yourself versus Christine, and you guys go full ham, like heel face type drama. Like, you do all the wrestling, but instead of big buff guys, you're just comedians. I think that would be really funny.
That would really be fun. You know, when I was a kid, I used to wrestle with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun. He was almost 4 years older than me.
Did you guys do like staged wrestling like they do in real wrestling?
No, you did it. We did it on the bed.
So
I was always jumping Bernie, and I jumped on him. And these are wrestlers from a long time ago, right? And he was Tom Thumb, so I always jumped on him. I was a little kid, you know. I was a skinny little kid. I weighed probably 50 pounds.
Yeah.
He was a good sport about it. And then when my kids, I have 2 sons, right? So when they were young, and I used to teach preschool and kindergarten, and they would I'd have wrestling matches with the kids. I'd set up a mat. I did it with my sons too. And there were like rules. So they had about 1 minute or something to go in the ring and wrestle it out. And then when the bell rang or whatever, they had to get out. They would and shake hands or whatever. It was great. It's great. It's too bad like kids are not allowed to do things that are really like good ways of getting out aggression and stuff like that.
Yeah, now they just cyberbully each other and weird shit.
No, it's true. If they had a little more physical interaction, maybe they would. I mean, like my kids, I wouldn't buy them guns. So they were so creative in the way that they found like guns, sticks, you know, I don't know, whatever. They made guns, and they had a ball with it. And of course,
you mean toy guns, just to be clear.
Oh yeah, right. But now, get this, my oldest son, he has a safe full of guns.
Real guns?
Yeah, he lives in Texas.
That's what they do out there.
Gotta fit in.
I know. I pretended to be interested, and I know he's not watching.
I mean, for me, it's Nerf or nothing, you know, just like the commercials told
Nerf?
me.
Oh, yeah.
Nerf or nothing.
Yeah, well, it was water guns in the summer. I let them have those. Those were fun.
I can't remember the last time I fought somebody with a Nerf gun. It's been a very long time.
Those are annoying because they get all over the place and you can't find them half the time.
Yeah, they're not great. I think water guns are better for actual like fighting games. Do they still make
water guns are not
soakers?
great for indoors. You end up setting the whole house on fire.
But this when you set up your wrestling rink.
I mean, I used to have indoor water fights all the time. Do they still make super soakers?
Oh, sure. They gotta.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love
that's a whole series of pornography. I mean,
I love how advanced the super soakers got. Like, it got to a point where you could like add additional attachments and like have like multiple gauge like super soakers that were essentially as powerful as the garden hose. And I mean, I don't know, it just seems like very 90s because the Cold War was over. So instead of an arms race with real guns, we had an arms race with super soakers.
Hey, my brownie just kicked in, everybody.
Nice. How you feeling?
Good.
Good.
Oh,
I meant to take it an hour before I took it, but I took
Do you
it
know
an
what
hour
kind
ago.
of what kind of strain you were using?
I do, but it's written down somewhere. I don't know it.
Yeah, I just got myself a nice little indica leaning hybrid
Mm.
from my dispensary, and that's what I am smoking right
Oh,
now.
cool.
Yeah.
How far is your dispensary from you? Do you have
About
one that you go to, or do you have a few?
I really just go to one because there's a rumor that the other one, which is right across the street, by the way,
Mm.
is run by the Russian mafia.
Oh,
Yeah, no, dude, that's a true story, or at least it was told to me as if it was a true story. But what this guy that my roommate was hooking up with came over once and noticed that I had bought stuff from this other dispensary, and he's like, "You should never buy from them because they're run by the Russian mafia. They're just a
Hmm.
front." And I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a money laundering scam." And I'm like, "Okay, well, the weed's pretty good."
yeah.
But no, there's another place across the street, and they do a really good job.
Mm.
It's nice. I can't wait till you guys get that in Jersey, because you just walk in and you look at a menu and it tells you like the THC content
Yeah.
and the like indica sativa mix, like which side it leans, like in what kind of activities it's good
What-
for.
Mm.
state do you live in, Pip?
I live in Colorado,
Oh, neat.
so it's super legal here.
Oh, yeah. Can you
Super.
just like go into a candy store and buy like?
No, you have to go to a dispensary. It's like liquor in Jersey. You got to go to an actual liquor store. It's the same concept.
Well, I live in New York. We live in New York.
Yeah, so you could probably get it at a convenience store or
No,
wherever.
it's not legal in New York yet.
Oh, I mean liquor, actually. I'm
Oh,
just using it as a metaphor.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You can get it at Washington Square Park. Pretty easy around there.
Yeah, I found whenever I went traveling around like to different cities, some of them were easier to find weed than others. Savannah, Georgia, I couldn't find any.
Wow, interesting.
I was only there for a day, to be fair.
Mm.
In New Orleans, I found it within an hour of looking. Just walking around. I don't even remember the name of the street.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty easy to come by.
Magazine, maybe, Charles.
Yeah. It was the one where all the jazz musicians were playing,
Oh,
which I get is probably a lot of streets in New
yeah.
Orleans.
yeah.
You start
Wow.
with a B.
Maybe.
Go to New
I'm
Orleans.
sure Christopher will know when he comes back.
Yeah, he's there.
Christine, I forgot to mention earlier, but
Chris will know what.
Bruce is watching our friend Bruce is watching the YouTube thing. Maybe he's not there anymore, but he was watching earlier.
Which YouTube thing?
Bruce is watching us on YouTube. Our friend Bruce.
Our YouTube stream.
Oh, you mean right now?
He commented earlier.
Oh, cool. I'm
Just
so
letting you
happy
know.
that he's doing that. He's coming.
Yeah, thanks for watching, Bruce. We love you.
Bruce.
So
Bruce.
So wait, Chris will
Um,
know what when he comes back?
yeah, but we were talking about New Orleans. Pip, what were you
Oh.
saying
Yeah.
about?
The name of that street. It's Bourbon Street.
Bourbon Street. That's the
Oh, yeah.
one.
Yeah, all the streets are named after whatever causes people to break up with somebody.
Bourbon will do it. I've had several breakups directly caused by bourbon.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Christopher,
Alcohol, yes, but not specifically bourbon.
yeah, Christopher. Prior to the pandemic, did you go to that improv / stand-up club? I forget the name of it. That was in New Orleans. It was there for a while, and then they made people angry, and they shut it down or something. Do you remember that?
Why, man, why did that become like a nationwide thing? Are you talking about the Me Too thing that happened?
Yeah. Well,
You guys had
I
a
knew-
Me Too thing?
I knew it
Yeah.
because I was visiting New Orleans at the time, like 2 or 3 times a year. So I like knew people down there. Is how I knew it. Did you hang out there though?
So man, what is the name of that place? It's
Yeah.
still operational. It's
Oh,
still
yeah.
there.
This was more of a question as to a lead-in as to like what's going on down there. Not really about like
Say
that whole
what you want to
situation.
say.
Yeah.
So New Orleans, unfortunately, it's such a bar heavy area. So
Yeah.
pre-COVID, there was a mic 2 to 3 times a night, any day you could pick. So it's difficult, right? Because most of those places are bars. They don't really have the facilities to be able to serve food, but the only way that the bars could open is if they did serve food. So then it became more of like the restaurant things. The restaurant things didn't really care for a comedy scene because they didn't want to do anything to deter people in any way,
Oh yeah.
right? Because they
Makes
just
sense.
want as much patronage as possible. So what they don't really have any incentive to have a showcase or a regular mic or anything like that. So then we had these outdoor venues, large scale outdoor venues that we could have mics at. But the problem is it's fucking cold.
Right.
So sure, like great, come one, come all, plenty of social distancing and spacing, and we've got seats and tables, and we've got like this one guy serving great food out of a truck, but like it's a room full of comics, it's a space full of comics, and there's no crowd. Because the bars and the lounges, that's really like the lifeline of the comedy scene. So me and my friends, what we ended up doing was, luckily we just, because New Orleans is a blue city and a red state. And so not to get political, but what we had to do was we had to go to Texas, Alabama, and Mississippi. Like Alabama and Mississippi especially, they were like, what quarantine? They don't care. They're smaller states, smaller cities within those states. So we would get in my friend's minivan and we would just drive to Alabama and Mississippi to do the mics there because at least they had a crowd. But now I'm in Florida and there's tons of mics. But I'm still like learning a lot more about the online community, so that's why I'm still here. Yeah, I mean right now there's three showcases and 2 open mics going on like within 10 to 12 miles of where I am right now.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Yeah,
That is
well,
cool,
because
buddy. So thanks for the evening.
Bye, Christine.
Bye,
Have a
Christine.
good
Good seeing
night.
you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm glad you
Nice
loved
to
my
see you.
Rick Astley joke. Oh, she left.
Yeah, she loved it. I think the real tragedy of the night is that she still doesn't know what Rick rolling is. Like,
Yeah, well, we Rickrolled her by trying to explain to her what Rickrolling was, but not being able to do it.
yeah, because how could you explain Rick rolling to somebody who's
I don't even know. Yeah.
I don't know either. Anyway, Christopher, you were saying?
So yeah, so the comedy scene here is fairly active, and I mean also Florida's benefiting from the fact that like a bunch of the world is fucking frozen. So
Oh yeah.
like come down to Florida, the weather's great. But yeah, I really look, maybe just because I don't know the lady, I was giving her way more credit. I thought for sure when she wanted you to click on a link for Heavenly Choir, I thought that she got over on all of them.
And she got to Rick roll.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would have
great.
been like amazing.
I can remember actually getting mad at being Rickrolled once. Like when I first heard about it.
One.
Like I can't believe I got angry. So stupid. I think I got angry once and then I was just like, what am I doing?
Because the thing is, you can't assume that like older people aren't like have the finger on the pulse, because let's just talk about it. They overtook Facebook. I mean, senior citizens.
They
took
did
Facebook.
take over Facebook.
They took everyone. Yeah. I mean, and most of those people, I don't think college institutions existed when they were young. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
definitely
none
not
of them
for
went to
intended
college.
purposes.
I could remember one time I got rickrolled and it kind of made me angry. It was right around 2013 when internet like social justice activism was really coming into itself. And somebody like posted an article that was like, Rickrolling is sexist, racist, and culturally appropriative. And for like 5 seconds,
Whoa.
I was like, oh my God, somebody's going to take down Rickrolling. Fuck. So I clicked the link expecting to read like a Huffington Post article about how Rickrolling is actually problematic. And it was a link to fucking
That's pretty brilliant. Even in your story, I forgot that it was going that where it was. You know what I mean? Like
it was the most successful Rickroll because it
Yeah.
literally mentioned Rickrolling, and I still didn't know that I was being Rickrolled.
Yeah, it's pretty brilliant.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I
Wow,
thought they took
Chris-
it away like how they took Pepe the Frog. You guys watch that documentary
Which one?
about the
No.
guy who came up with this frog meme?
Oh,
Okay.
no. I've heard great things about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I went into it thinking like this is absolutely like absurd, this is stupid. But I watched it to humor my neighbor, and it's actually really good. Anyway, the reason why I'm talking about it is because they took like this cute little frog thing, and then it becomes more and more and more bastardized. So when he was talking about Rickrolling, he's like, no, they didn't do this to Rickrolling,
Oh, yeah.
like Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, yeah. Pepe the Frog got rickrolled.
Pepe the Frog definitely got Rickrolled. Poor Pepe. Pepe was such an innocent character once,
But
and
I think the documentary goes into how he reclaims it.
He does.
Right?
He gets it back. Yeah.
that's
And
cool.
it's all principle. It doesn't really make him any money. Like,
Right.
I mean, but you shouldn't be able to steal somebody's like intellectual property like that.
Well, we agree with you.
Yeah.
We're like 2 or 3 minutes away from closing out the night. Pip, good job turning off your camera when you take a hit, so we pretend that we're not really doing anything we're not supposed to be doing. Good work.
Oh, did you notice that?
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah. I don't want anybody to know what I'm up to.
Yeah. And anyone have any closing thoughts?
yeah, this is really cool. So this is once a week. The link will work.
Yeah.
And then if my friends want to tune in, you're getting somewhat on Facebook Live, YouTube Live.
It goes out on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, Stoner Morning Show.
So your YouTube channel, they would just go there, and then when they're there, they would see this going on.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
Well, thanks
Yeah.
for the invite. I've been trying to link with you guys for a while.
oh,
Is it,
yeah. Congrats on your
what's like-
persistence.
Yeah, it was really great having you.
I blame myself for you
You're-
being here late.
Your jokes
Well, I
are
think
good.
with a thing like Stoner Morning Show, I'm surprised that like you even have all this shit linked up.
We had
Oh
help.
wait, did we really tell you about that? No,
Yeah.
it's like I think it's like Thursday
Yeah.
or something. But yeah, so I mean, is it usually the three of you and I'm just sort of joining in on this, or how
It's
does
a
it usually
huge,
go?
it's a huge random mix of people. There was a week where it was just me, and I thought no one was going to show up, but then like 3 random people. Well, I mean, 3 friends showed up.
Gotcha.
We've had like 12 people on here once, which was too much.
Was that on a Monday?
Yeah, yeah. It was like
Yeah.
one of the first ones, but it's usually Pip and me, and sometimes Christine, sometimes other people.
Yeah, it's a fun show for sure because anything goes.
Yeah,
And it's just an hour?
yeah,
Cool. I'll put some stuff together, and that way it could be like an actor's studio kind of thing where you guys can give me some feedback. It's
Oh, sure.
Sure.
I write a lot, and
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I always feel weird telling that to comedians because they're always just like, "Well, fuck you, must be great. Good for
No,
Right.
we totally get it.
Yeah.
Like,
you." Yeah.
right. I wish I wrote a lot. I write so few jokes relative to the number of jokes that I tell.
I think honestly, I'm just better at preserving it because like I'll come up with funny stuff throughout the day, and I just try to get out of my own way. And so I have a little thing I tap. It's like on the home screen of my phone. I tap it, it records whatever I'm saying. I
Oh,
tap
yeah.
it again, it stops, and then I'll usually allocate like time on Tuesdays and Sundays, and that's just me listening to myself and then just taking those thoughts and branching them out and like letting the jokes sort of live.
Yeah,
And then opportunities like this, or when I like really try it out to see like what really works, and how can I put this stuff together? Because like
Yeah.
it is funny, and right now, I mean, the comedy scene it's a little bit challenging, but for me, I don't have to be the fastest runner at this point to be able to get ahead. It's just
No.
you can tiptoe forward, and there's so many people still frozen. So
Well, one thing that I really like about, I mean, just doing all these Zoom shows is just being able to practice being on camera, which is
Yeah.
way different than practicing being on stage. It's completely a different like skill, but it's also a useful one to build.
do you guys know of like other mics, like online mics and stuff, and not just ones that are there? Like I'm sure I could go into Eventbrite, but like ones that you can like vet for that are like decent communities and stuff like that. Do you guys know of any there?
Oh,
There's always a few. Yeah, they
There-
usually get posted to my Facebook like a day
Um,
before.
you should look up. Here, I'm gonna send you her Facebook thing. It's a comedian acquaintance that we met through Stoner Morning Show. She's in Omaha, and she, I think, runs like 2 or 3.
Yeah, send that to
Oh.
me too. I
Yeah,
like
Brooke
to do-
Brooke Barcel is her name.
Cool.
And I haven't been to her mics, but I vet her. You know what I mean? Like I said,
Personality.
yeah. All right, I think I'm done. I don't know. Pip, do you have anything to end with?
Not really. It was really nice to meet you, Christopher.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Christopher.
We'll see you maybe next week.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you guys.
Take care of yourself. Bye.
All right.
Bye bye.
Peace out. Good job.